yeah, I guess it's just hard for me to accept like the harshness of the other end of it, the punishment that is necessary, I guess.
Well, what's the alternative, though? Let's look at extreme example of Hitler. If there's no choice, what happens? Hitler simply dies in the comforting arms of his mistress with no eternal consequences.
Right.
I mean, if there's no choice, people who don't want a relationship with God, they're incarcerated in heaven against their will, which would be a torment worse than hell. They don't want a relationship with God.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that does make good sense.
Yeah. Or think about if everything is just a function of natural processes. Imagine an even worse case scenario that there is no God. Everything's a function of blind natural processes. Then we're fatalistically determined on the basis of brain chemistry and genetics.
Yeah, And I got one more quick question. It's along the same lines, but has you ever, like, anyone ever asked you about the whole story of Jesus Christ, and just the fact that would you say that God knew that he would do this at the point of creation, or is it just not fathomable by our,
Well, God knows all things. He's omniscient.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it would just seem that God would create such a melodramatic almost story. It seems that
well, it's hardly melodramatic. It's dramatic, but not melodramatic.
I was just being exaggerative, but
yeah. I mean, it's the most incredible thing to think that you can be an omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent being, that you have all power and all knowledge, and you are immediately present to all aspects of your creation all of the time, and yet you love a mere human being, body and a soul unity, so much that you are willing to suffer more than any man, more than the cumulative sufferings of all of humanity, so that we could be reconciled to him. That is a mystery I will freely acknowledge. It is beyond my ability to comprehend. But here's the thing. We can demonstrate that there is a God. That's not something we have to accept by blind faith. We can demonstrate that the Bible is God's word to us. Again, this is faith founded on a refutable fact. And we can demonstrate that Jesus Christ not only had the power to lay down his life, but had the power to take up his life again, thus demonstrating he is God. So what we believe because it's faith in evidence. So we're believing something because it's true. It has a basis in reality. And while some parts of it, particularly the fact that God would pay what he paid to reconcile us to himself, are beyond my comprehension, they're a mystery in that sense. They're not illogical, and in fact, they're a great sense of comfort to us.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks for your answers. I appreciate it.
Hey, you got it. Thanks for calling.